What's been so obvious in my experience and others' experience with general education is that we seem to be trying to fit people in to a slot rather than change society by the people that are coming. How do you create an education which allows something new to come through into society?
When I talk to people about this, the idea of being responsible for your own education, people say, oh well, 16, 17-year-olds responsible, surely they're not, that doesn't work.
Education is normally a very structured process that is just given to the students, when that structure is only there in a sketched out way, and the students have the responsibility to play a role in defining what that is, then that's a situation that perhaps even many adults don't really experience.
The main sort of foundation of us setting up the college was the dissatisfaction with education today for 16 to 19-year-olds. And so the college was a way that we felt that we could continue working with Steiner philosophy, but to take that philosophy in the way that we wanted to work with it.
You are beginning to understand. Without any formal teaching, there's no tedious conventional learning by heart. You listen, you understand, and in a surprisingly short time, you find yourself...
I think it's very important for the students, the age that they're at and the culture that they're in and the images they're being bombarded with and the lives they're living. I think it's very important for them to come into some sort of touch with nature. In this session we're really doing woodland management, and I suppose what we're trying to do is get people to realise that the woodlands that we have been managed for centuries, and that actually we're responsible for their upkeep.
We're clearing the wood and we're taking down all the larches so the beech can grow tall and strong.
Before I came to college, I went to a all-girls state grammar school. I really hated it. I enjoyed it for the first couple of years, and then I started, just being really kind of suspect of the whole system and not trusting where I was and what I was going through, and I completely lost all enthusiasm for learning, basically.
I was in a pretty rubbish school. It was extremely authoritarian that I hated, and the whole system was based on memory and what you could remember in an exam situation. And it doesn't really teach you much. It only teaches you the answers, and I needed a bit more than just answers.
The first thing is developing an understanding of their own environment. What is the resources in the environment? What is the beauty of the environment? What is the environment giving us?
The rough sciences was named like that to give it a sense of the science in the craft. So you're not going through just the craft activity, but the inquiry as well.
What the soap making serves is to get me out of the way, is very important, so that a student can encounter the plant world directly. So we start by just playing, making messes, making funny things that you may or may not want to use as soap. But in the process, moving to experimentation, often a student will go from, I'm going to throw everything I can possibly find in the pan, to what if I mix this and this? And that to me is sort of a natural progression from play to experimentation.
What I did was kind of looking at different types of acids which kind of change the outcome of the actual soap. So I'm creating a recipe based on the outcome that I want.
In my case, I'm trying to create a transparent soap, and I'm struggling with the difficulties of not having pure alcohol.
How do you get the balance right between acids and alkalines, which may seem to have something just to do with the soap, but they actually have to do with everybody's process individually. And we're using soap as a way to explore that.
1 minute, you, just 1 minute. These lads are having a well-earned kip. No, they're not getting
Putting on a play is very much a team effort, and it's a group building process. and it involves a great deal of concentration, and you can't do it as an individual, you can only work as a collective.
I shall be glorified, heaven is my home.
We've had to really go for the text with this one and tackle it without too much playing around or devising or role-playing or hot seating, because we've found that the text is the big challenge with this one. The theme last year of crossing borders, this year it's endings and beginnings, and we've been taking that theme into our writing, so coming up with poetry, with dialogue, with monologues, and then that will gradually be lifted off the page into devised little scenes, and then onto the stage into a whole play, a wider context.
My medium is sculpture. My main passion, I guess, is working steel, and lately I've been working stone as well. And I guess for teaching, my main passion is drawing, because that leads into everything else. We started traditionally with pencil and charcoal and compressed charcoal and biro and fine liner and quill pens and that sort of thing. And then we've moved from there this term into paint, and we're now using acrylic paint.
My impression of the Waldorf College is that it's a completely unique place, that I have never worked in an organisation that has this high ideal and intention for the students in it. And the fact that they are interested not just in an accreditation process, but actually an experiential process that is equally valued, is a phenomena that I believe needs to be in all educational systems.